Welcome to Tea Time with Kitty, giving others a little bit more time to join while I'm trying to get this lighting piece together. Let me see. I think that works. Let me see if I turned it this way. It's too much of a shadow. Let's see. I think I like it this way. Okay. Hi, sis. How are you? And I'll be calling you back as soon as I get off tea time. I gotta ask you something too. Thanks for joining. We're giving people about another minute or so to get all logged in. I am having some cord to drink today instead of tea. Today was a day. Yeah, today was a day. DC government truly got what they paid out of me today. It was one of those days, and I am wearing a Trinity shirt today. Of course, I did not attend Trinity. I went to UDC. Hey, Sister Granny. I went to UDC, but someone got me this shirt that was going to Trinity 2 years ago, and I never got to wear it. So today I had a training, and I was trying to hurry up and get logged in for training on time because we had to turn the camera on. So I grabbed this out of the closet first. So I'm thankful that they got me this shirt. People are just so nice. So again, welcome. Let's just talk about the month is now July. What's today's date? December. Okay, so last week we would have still been in June. So this is our first session in the month of July. So I definitely want to say happy birthday to all of those who born in July. As you all know, my grand fancy number one will be turning a big 2 on the 28th. So we're getting all her birthday festies all undergo. And on what is today? Today is Wednesday, of course. So on Monday, Shamika and Donald turned a big 19. Hi, Nala. Thank you, niece. Shamika and Donald just turned 19 on Monday. And then I know my cousin Trail and Dre birthday is later in the month. My niece Tabitha will be turning 22 on Monday. So happy birthday to her. My niece, oh, I'm about to say my niece. I'm sorry, my little cousin Tay, the one who does a lot of my cakes that you all see me post. She'll be turning 32 on the 9th, which is Friday. So I just want to say happy birthday to some important people to me. And if you all have anyone on the chat that you want to say, hi, sister, miss you. And if you all have anyone birthday I didn't miss, I know we had a lot in June, and I know that we have tons more in July. I had a nephew and my goddaughter's mother, and we've had a list. So we're going to get into the topic today. So we're going to go into some series with some different topics, but this is the one topic that I want to talk about. I'm gonna do a relationship series as well down the line, but this is kind of a spin-off. So I really need for you all to engage. Again, if you're not comfortable, you can send me your response to 202-758-8941 if you want it to be anonymous. But what today we're talking about is, and it's going to be a spin-off from this, but I don't know if we have time today, but let's get right into it. CJ's sister birthday is the 9th. Thank you, Christian. And my nephew D Mars is the 14th. Okay. CJ's sister turning 9 July. Okay. So CJ's sister is turning 9 on the 14th, and D Mars, my nephew, Mimi's son, is turning 9 on the 17th. So happy birthday to them as well. So today we're talking about should your spouse, your significant other, be able to travel if you can't. So we all know that there's different reasons why people can't travel, male and female. Some people may not be able to travel because of court. I know child support sometimes can hold up passports if it's out of the country. I know some criminal charges doesn't allow you to travel. Some people are not able to travel because some people truly don't like to travel. My ex was not a fan of traveling. And some people may not be able to travel financially. So I thought my little sister was going to get back to me with something she wanted me to read about someone. So I'm just going to try. So if she chimes in, she'll correct me. But it was a story that she shared with me. So listen up, you all, so I can make sure I got it in. Um, show and Kiki birthday is the end of this month, so we'll get back. Good evening, Dayon. So the story, oh gosh, why is Mika not on the phone yet to share this? But the story goes in to talk about a young lady, and she was dating a guy, and the young lady made about $50,000 a year. And if anybody else knows of this story, you can chime in until she gets in because she got off a little late for work today. And she's dating a guy. They're not married, just recently started dating. And he makes a little over 100, so he makes almost three times her salary. I think he was about 120 to be exact. So he makes about almost three times her salary. So his family was taking a trip out of the country, and he invited her, and you all hold that right there because I want to talk about inviting. And they were taking the trip out of the country, and they said that he came from a family with money. She did not come from a family with money. So they said that while they were on a trip, the girl could only eat 2 meals a day, where him and his family was eating 3 and 4 meals a day. And they said that the girl could not do a lot of the excursions with the family as well. They even went in to say that the guy's mother, heard the girl's stomach growling and inquired, like, is she on a diet? Like, what is going on with her? Like, why is she hungry? So before we go a little bit into depth right there, okay, so again, they're not married because I definitely want to know. And I think the post read, am I a jerk? So that's what the topic of the post was, am I a jerk? So right now, with just that little bit of information, and I'm going to get into it a little bit more. What do you think about that? So I guess first we want to know, is he a jerk? Do anybody feel like he's a jerk? She didn't have the money or something. Right. So Christian, yeah, that's where pretty much went at. She was not financially ready for the trip. But again, it's not his wife. So what do you think? Okay, so flag on the play. Why did he let her only eat 2 meals a day? Okay. And because nobody made you starve. Okay, she didn't have the money or something. Okay. Oh no, ma'am. It shouldn't matter how much she has. He invited her on the family trip, so she should have made sure he was covered. Okay. So Yanni's saying yes, he is a jerk, regardless. Now my take on it was, first and foremost, is I can get the excursions, but I can't leave nobody hungry. So for that girl's stomach to be over there growling, so Dayon thinks that marriage doesn't have a problem with it. So I want to hear from some married couples. Okay, so my son just chimed in, and what we're talking about for those just chiming in is a guy took a girl on a trip with Kiki says he's definitely a jerk too. A guy took a girl on a trip with them on his family vacation. She only makes about 50,000. He makes about 120. And he left her pretty much hungry on a trip. She only could have 2 meals a day, where him and his family was having 3 and 4. And she wasn't able to do a lot of the excursions because they were too expensive. So the post read, was he a jerk? So right now, Pookie, we were kind of responded if we think he was a jerk. Hi, Samante. So I want to know, like, because we got two people saying that he's a jerk. So my thing is, I can get the excursion piece, but I would never leave anybody hungry. So it sounds like for the most part, even down to Christian is not agreeing. We're never go. Okay, so Christian said never go nowhere without money. Okay, so right there, Christian. So are you saying that he should have left her hungry? Because I get it. The whole picture of no one should go anywhere without her money. Okay, Karen said definitely a jerk. No one should go anywhere without money, but should he have left her hungry? So Camille, we're not talking about anyone in particular that we know. It's a blog that Mika is attached to, and she sent that in for a discussion today, and just talking about if someone doesn't have money. So a funny story. Me and Diamond, Camille's my BBF. Diamond's my BFF. Camille's my BFF, and Diamond's my BBF. And one time we went to a restaurant for her brother's birthday. And we were so used to one of us having money that both of us came with no money. And we just assumed the other one was going to pay for us, just talking about always having money with you. So we at Moe's out Baltimore, we eating crab cakes, we eating good. We chopping it up with her brother, bougie friends. And the bill come. So I was like, Diamond, get me. And she was like, I don't got no money. I thought you was gonna pay for me. So we sitting at the table, both of us, in these expensive purses, and back then we had the braids down our back and all that. So shut up! Don't tell me no broke best friend. I don't have any broke best friends. But BBF is best bitch forever. Hey boo. Um, but so of course, so we didn't so a stranger paid for our food, and she's my friend on Facebook now. Her name is Christine. And I have just been indebted to that girl forever since this day. And she was like, I pay for y'all that man. We had Moe's, if anybody knows Moe's in Baltimore, and we did ate good because me and Diamond friends with no breaks. We used to this. And so to get there and somebody that don't know us, so not Joe paid or one of Joe's friends that we knew, but a girl that I don't even know if Diamond actually knew. I know I didn't. And she paid for our food. And it's like, God is so good because, like, I don't like washing the dishes. And me and Diamond would have had to wash a lot of dishes to probably pay that bill. And nobody else chimed in. So just on that note, like I appreciate that young lady. Like even now we stay in touch. If anything I can ever do for her, that she's good for it. But so Christian, I guess that is really important to have your own money. But and which we all know that. But what about if you don't have your own money? So other than Christian, does anybody else feel like that's justifiable? Not funny as heck, Kiki. I run too fast to wash just okay. Yeah, we probably was too cute that day for that, Christian. And Bose and Baltimore got a lot of steps, so we done fell down all them steps trying to get out of there as well. But so is anybody else justifying that behavior? So everybody agrees that he definitely should not have left her hungry. I did read it. Okay, well, okay, hold on. Let me go back and look, Christian. Hold on, let me go back and look. It be coming in fast. Never go nowhere with money. And okay, so I'm just making sure I got it right because you said because nobody can stall, but if you don't have money, then what do you do? Go look. I missed the Christian. I'm sorry, you might got to type it again. It's too much to go all the way back. So again, I do think he was a jerk, but the key thing in life is nobody kind of like owes you anything. So on that note, the next thing I want to talk about if one of the things that I pointed out when I was explaining is that he invited her on their family trip. So does an invite constitute you paying? So Karen, what do you think? Does an invite, how long would they had just recently got together? So how long were they together? Did they discuss expenses first? And most of the time people don't. I definitely discussed money before we left. Right, exactly. But and that's why I just wanted to hear from you, Karen. So does an invite automatically means that the person is going to pay? What do you all think about that? So if I say, because sometimes you gotta watch your life. So if I say Kiki, you want to go out to eat, like how really should I be saying that? Like, how should you say something to somebody to really like cross that line between I got you and you need to have yourself? Because if you think about it, me and my work sisters, me, Flood, and Karen, and Lewis, we'll hook up in a minute. My HSS sisters, we'll hook up. And of course, if anybody need money, yes, unless stated otherwise. So you think that if somebody says, so if he said, I'm taking you on my family vacation, do we agree that he should have been prepared to pay some of that? So just ask ahead of time. I don't want to go nowhere with nobody and think I'm going on a trip and then him and his family getting on a little booze cruise and they riding and they all white and I can't get on his family. Why would you assume you didn't need no money? Well, she could assume for one, and I don't know because I don't have this much information about it. But wouldn't it be fair to say that if he told her he came from a well put together family with some money and he's already making over one something, would it be okay to assume that he had her? I don't assume anything because you gonna have me looking down. Right. So I guess that invite is just out the door. So even if someone invites you, it doesn't necessarily mean they're paying. No, it doesn't automatically mean that. If we're going out, it's on you. It's my decision. If I decide to pay, to which I do every now and again for dinner. Okay, because I would assume, like, if I told someone that I was taking them on a trip, and if I say you want to go on a trip with me, then I would be expecting that person to pay if they invited me on a trip with them. Now, the reason why I would be expecting this is because you may be going somewhere that I don't necessarily want to go and I don't want to spend my money to go there, but I'm going to go on a trip to you. So I'm not saying you have to do everything, but at least have a hotel room if you want me to come. So let's see, back to the fall. She Camille says I'm talking about her and Diamond. No, I was giving Christian want to know what my BBF was and my BFF. So he knew what BFF was. So I had explained to him what the BBF was. It depends on the relationship, friendship, and it must be discussed, expenses, etc. But under no circumstance would I let a person go hungry, man, woman, or child. And I think that's fair to say. Like, we definitely shouldn't let anybody go home. So that means that when we're doing, so no one ran into, because I know me and Diamond had this crazy situation. It wasn't a trip, but it was dinner. So and so is there, has anyone else ran into a situation like that? Whenever I get invited, I let it be known I ain't got it. Okay, so yeah, Pookie, you're good at letting people know. Off the break, Yanni, did you hear what your brother say? He said he let people know. Because Pookie is going to let you pay for him. Anybody, and the flip side with him, Christian, tell me if I'm wrong. He'll let you pay for him, but this the same guy that will pull up at McDonald's and order and won't even ask if you got your own money and get his food and pull off. My kids say he ate plenty of sandwiches in their face. Yeah, we had already eaten right. As far as the trip, I think the guys should take care of that. And now, once we get there, I may pay for something. Yeah, yeah. So, like, if you want me to come with you, you take care of the hotel or however we getting there. And when we get at dinner, I definitely hold you down. Um, so we may not get the fancy dinner, but we'll get something. Like we may not be able to get the lamb chops. We're gonna get the lobster mac. What's that on the menu at Root Chris? What's that? Is that 18? I think the lobster mac a little bit more than that. But we're gonna at least get that. And he would not order millet if you treat him. He buy more drinks than you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you got to make sure he shares because back to the phone again. Okay. Um, we're gonna get chicken tenders. Don't talk about chicken tenders, me, because somebody try to fight me over chicken tenders. So don't you mention no chicken tenders. Exactly. So okay. So then the other part of it. Okay, so let's talk about traveling without your spouse. And I definitely want to hear from some people that's married, some people that's been in long-term relationships, because sometimes I see things differently because I was single for a while. So sometimes, hi, Radiant. So sometimes you see things a little different. So is it okay? Because, like I said, for me, this right here is therapeutic. For me, it gives me something. Like I get something from this every Wednesday when I'm looking forward to it. So, is it okay to travel without your spouse, or what type of message does that send? So, let's say if I told my friend, I say, "Hey, come on, let's go out of town," and he said he don't want to go, but I'm going to Kiki wedding. So I already let Kiki know I'm going to her wedding, but he doesn't want to go. Does that affect the relationship any kind of way? If I'm like, I'm still going this Kiki wedding, I'm not about to miss this. And if you know me, I'm not missing it. So would that be appropriate? Whether it's boyfriend or girlfriend, would the scenario change if it's your husband or wife? Um, or what would that look like? Peace out. So Kiki, are you saying you would go, or are you leaving the show? It shouldn't, but if it does, peace, bro. Okay, yes, I traveled without my spouse to Jamaica, and so he can't. That's right. So, but at least he joined, right? So did you go all by yourself, Sister Kern, or did you go with somebody else and then he joined in? Because I'm scared to go that far just by myself. So Pookie, you're basically saying that if you can go on a trip, say if you couldn't get the time off, you'll be fine with Regina going. All along, sister. I'm looking at you in a different set of lines. Like, it's just a girl trip. I'm gonna be skeptical. Okay. So that's some insight. But going to your family member wedding is going to hit my ears different. So you're saying that it has a lot to do with where you're going and kind of why you're going. I don't like traveling without him. We have too much. So Mika, you don't have fun with me. I know we ain't traveled in a while, but I don't like that. That's the sad but I definitely think traveling with a spouse is fun. You know what I'm saying? You get to get your drink on and get turned up, but would you miss something of someone's because the spouse is not able to go? I'll be fine with him going. Okay, so fine with him. Oh, okay, so you'll be fine with Pookie going. Okay, okay. Yes, I insist. Okay, said Mika please, but if it's a girl trip or male's trip separately, I understand. Okay, so I just want to know because, like with me, you all know I like to travel, so that was a discussion that we had because, like, um, like when for the most part, like I already like were planning stuff ahead, and for me, it's a new relationship, so most of the time I would have already planned stuff ahead. So if the trip is already planned, regardless of where I'm going, like even if it's a girls' trip, should I go or not go? Like, what would you do in a situation like that? How would that look? Christian, what you talking about? You can't have fun with your spouse. Y'all need to be together. What are you talking about with that? We're just saying, like, if is it, because it was presented to me that it's not a good look to just be traveling with friends. If you like a married woman or in a relationship, it doesn't look nice. And I've never known that, but I know that people have gave me side eyes over time, and I never caught it until recently. So that's the reason for wanting to mention that I'm not failing to enjoy my life for anyone who is buried, who is not getting buried with me. Oh, not married, but buried. So they have to die with you? Okay. Was it married? Buried. But I don't want to be the only guy on a girl trip stalking my spouse. Right, right. Okay, okay, got it. If you cannot go for financial reasons and we are married or something, that isn't messed up if I'm just out showboat my trip in your face. But if you just don't want to go, that is your problem. Okay, so it's two different things. So you will help them go, but if they can't go, that would be kind of their problem. Okay, okay. Sounds good. Anything else? I just said that because it's people that have more fun with their spouse and with me, I have fun both ways. Like I like to have a good time. So like you definitely want your spouse there. There's nothing like a boo vacation, a boocation. So it's nothing like that at all. But I'm talking about like if it's an important travel, like my trip is important. Like we're going to Jamaica to celebrate my youngest brother 45th birthday. So to me, that's equivalent to a wedding. So and so that's my whole looking at that. So it's not a girls trip, it's not a couple trip, it's kind of like a family trip. So I know we talked about a couple trip, and we kind of talked about it as it relates to as it relates to a girls trips or a guy's trip. But what about if it's a family trip? Like should the trust be even better that it's a family trip than just a girls trip? Like should your kids be a good alibi? So I'm not missing my family reunion. Okay, I would be concerned if my man doesn't want to go on my family trip. Okay, so that's a good point, Mika. So let's talk about that. So that will play an important role. So okay, so maybe I'm saying it wrong as family trip, and you all let me know if I'm saying it incorrectly as family trip. Would would my brother's birthday trip? I'm considering that a family trip. Would you all consider that a family trip as well? Because I don't want it to be misconstrued with like taking the kids to Disney World. Would that still be considered a family trip? Take all old lady dress. Right, but Christian, is that a family trip? If I'm going to your birthday party, would that fall under the family trip? If it's mostly family and not friends, yes. So okay. So Mika, I guess it would be a few friends, but these are friends that I would consider like y'all like family. So I'm still sticking to saying that it's mainly family. I think it's foolish to say that. Sometimes you need to be with the fellas or the lady. Oh my God, Pookie, we are kin to each other. That's what I think. I think that there's nothing like because just think that when you get back, you miss your spouse so much. You don't want to be all over them. So I am with you. Like I definitely think that, and I don't think it should be done regularly, but I would say 2 or 3 years. I think that if you have female friends you're really close to, I know I see my aunt Tarika still does it a lot. One of my old supervisors at DHS always did it a lot. And both of them are like married women, so that's very important. No, okay. So Kiki just sticking with Yanni, like they just going on a trip. Some people are just going to use an excuse to let the insecurities take over. True, that's definitely true. I would still go on my trip with my family. And okay, and it's about trust. And someone also said through the phone line, a guy just chatted in and said that it has a lot to do with the status that you all are in. So like, or even the terms. So actually saying terms, the terms that you all are in. So like, are you on good terms, or are you trying to take a trip when y'all been arguing every day and y'all on the urge of breaking up? So I want your weigh in on that. Let me just go with a few of these. Yes, that's another topic. If you don't want your spouse to go because of trust issues, okay, got it. If it's a guy trip, I understand, but a retreat or a group trip, or no, we are joined at the hip. We missed the trip to Miami. D stated started a new project. Guess what? It ain't going. So okay, he ain't going. So I'm not going. That's very valid. Very, very valid. Okay. I like that because this is definitely a lot of insight because it like with me, um, I know being a Taurus, I know being a bull, I know I'm definitely bullheaded, and I know that relationships for me just haven't been successful because I don't see things any other way. Like it was always my way, or what they say, Suitland Parkway is like the highway. But so it's very important with maturity to try to understand, and that's why I like to hear from people that's married. I like to hear from people in relationships, like, and with me, another thing that I'm struggling with, like because I was in a long relationship for so long, with me, the principle that I stand on, and I'm gonna get there. I may get better with it. I feel like you're either married or single. So I am definitely not one to go into it and play that deep into changing my, like respecting my partner, but like not totally in a position in my life to totally change if it's not my spouse. If you do your spouse wrong when you on the trip without them, your insecurity is going to make you feel some type of way about them going without you. That's very valid, Christian. And that's just for people that have trust issues or people that cheat, period. They tend to, know that they're doing things. So it makes them overly protective of the person or don't want them to do anything because it's not genuine. Like you said, their insecurities are on a heightened level. Maybe it's an age thing too. I'm 26. You can't expect me to be a pair with you all the time. So Kiki said it's not an age thing. So Kiki said that she's way older than you and she's in agreement. Okay. Yeah, I'm not missing out on everything fun because my life set up different. And some people just don't like to travel. I mean, like again, we talked about reasons why people can't travel, but some people truly don't like to travel. Okay. Yeah, some people truly do not like to travel. So that would make them okay, but that is why compatibility is important. Some couples are completely fine living an individual lifestyle and have no problems with it. Right. So you because I don't want to travel, should I stop you from traveling? Okay. Yes, you honestly have to know who you're dealing with. That makes a lot of sense. Because I definitely love to travel. Like I love to travel. So I'll give you time to plan, but I definitely love to travel. They got planned because you can't or choose not to go, right? So that would be selfish. Okay. So got it. So this has helped me a whole lot. Like, and I hope it helped you too, because this has definitely helped me a whole lot with just seeing things. Because when you're in a relationship, it's very important to validate other people's feelings. It's very important. You love a good road trip. Yes, Radiance. I love a good road trip too. So it's very important to, validate whoever you're with, whether it's your husband, your wife, your spouse. Hey, Trey. Listen, gonna laugh at Suitland Parkway. It's about the agreement between the couple. Some mates want their spouse to travel. Okay, so Mika, if you're saying that, I will make sure, and I'm charging you all too. If anyone gets into a new relationship, I want this to be something that you discuss. Hey, sister, I want this definitely to be something that you discuss with your spouse just to see how they feel about traveling. Like, because we asked a lot of questions. What do you like to eat? What do you like to do? And I don't really say travel. I normally say I like to go out, but I'll make sure that that's updated because I definitely like to travel. I definitely like to travel. So just on this note, while we wrap up, I think we got about 3 or 4 minutes left with this whole ordeal. Should the person, because we kind of talked about this in the beginning, and I just want to summarize this. So, should the person that's more financially responsible always be the one that has to pay for the trip? So let's just say If you wait for them to pay because of finances, you won't be able to go. So should the person that's in a better financial situation, I want to hear from our married couples because it may be different for a single couple as opposed to a married couple. Should the person that's more financially stable have to foot the bill of the trip? What do you feel about that? And we'll be wrapping up in just a second. But should the person that's most financially, absolutely not. No, you should plan together. Um, yes, you can, okay, you can pay according to your income ratio. Okay, so that's kind of fair. So let's say like a lot of times a hotel room for 4 nights may be more expensive than a plane ticket. So I'll go ahead and I'll pay for the hotel ticket for the 4 nights and you can get the plane ticket. So you all kind of agree. If our income are 40, 60, we can pay that way. Okay, I like that. I never looked at that. Wow. Okay, Yanni, I never looked at that. Maybe he pays for the airfare. Okay, so Mika, yeah, that's kind of what I said. You know, we think a lot of the times. Okay, so maybe if he pays for the airline, you pay for the hotel. Me and Regina pay for different things. Okay, so you kind of still correlated together. Because I want to know, like, how do you remove? Okay, so Kiki, which one you don't agree? I don't want to go back. So you don't agree with Kiki? Got to come back again so I can know which one you don't agree with. No, because eventually you're going to be the person that's financially unstable from taking all those fees. Okay, Christian. Um, I mean, would prefer to pay for everything. Hell, with your income left on that okay. Right. Compatibility is very important. I agree with Yanni, although it's travel, but if that's one of your things to do, you need to know if your mate is down for including it. Okay. No, he has to pay for everything. That's why I'm single now. Yes, cousin. Yes, cousin. But cousin, we changing our mindset a little bit because I've got better. We getting it, but cousin, that sounds real good because I mean, like the old me really felt like if I'm gonna go half, I'm just gonna go half with one of my friends, or you know, my cousin or something. Like I don't want to go half with you. So okay, but yes, cousin, I love that. I don't think she should pay for anything unless I decide to pay for a meal or is it okay. So Kiki, are you saying that the man should pay for everything? Or am I reading that wrong? Okay, I don't think she should pay for anything unless I decide to pay for a meal. So what if you were taking a man on a trip, Kiki? Should you still not pay for nothing but the meal? That's why you don't tell my cousin that's why she cousin she's single little boy. Um Okay, so Mika's asking Kiki why. Okay, so because I mean, like if I'm taking you on a trip, like I feel like the same rules will apply if I want to take you. Like I would pay for it. Okay, so no ma'am from a caller on the phone said no ma'am. So I like the idea of taking that right. I said unless I asked to take. Oh, okay. So Kiki, you did say unless I. Okay, so and that's how I feel. So maybe the language has a lot to do with it because maybe our conversation could say, hey, let's plan a trip. And I think let's for me would mean let's plan it together and put our money together and make it happen. I think I want to take you on a trip means I'm paying, and I think that you want to take me on a trip means that you're paying. Um Let's see. If I surprise that person, yes, I will pay for everything. Yeah. So for me, I like doing nice things for people, and I find that I learned about myself that I don't like doing nice things for guys. So that's why I had to go back and read the word because you know, God said you're supposed to be a cheerful giver and you're supposed to get to all accordingly. So if Midget needed me to pay for her to go on a trip, it would have been easier than paying for Gerald to go on a trip. You know, so that's something that I had to revisit, especially when I see how much, and that's a whole nother topic. And Karen gave me that, I think, last week. That's a whole nother topic that men truly want to be taken care of. And I know that we're going to say, oh, women too, because I don't want to male badge. But I'm just talking about the new era of men that I run across. And I'm speaking from my time. So it's no offense to Pookie or Carlton or Christian or Mike or, you know, any of the men that join on with me. So I'm not saying that at all. But it's just that the new era, man, let me just say that expects for everything. Okay, so the clear communication, D is a man's man. He's going to foot the bill. Yeah. Look, you know I already know, sis, but we don't got a lot of D's no more, sis. We ain't got a lot of him. So that's very important because the new generation has showed men that it's okay to be as cute as women, and that's going to be another discussion. Y'all can do more when both sides spend. That's Christian on point. I think it's so much fun. And I think that be like, okay, I got breakfast. Okay, baby, you got dinner. Like when it's just like a routine. Um, I have family doing things for my mate, him first though. And okay, now okay. I used to be like that until I met my husband. I wouldn't do nothing for a guy. So being married, and I think that's how it is for me, niece. I think that if I was married, it'd be a little bit different. Exactly, midget. That's why I'm talking about. I like being taken, Pookie. We know you definitely likes to be taken care of. And my whole thing is, and that's another topic I want to go into. And I think we're gonna talk about that next week. Spoiled versus taken care of, because like I wouldn't have a problem with spoiling my man, but I think taking care of it is a little different for me. So, of course, I know that we have to get ready to wrap it up. I know that I'm way over time, and I do apologize. Sometimes we get to talking so much, and I know Christian was going to come in and say, "So what women do?" Okay, Christian, but I was just talking about the new era men. Didn't mean it that way. Okay, thanks for telling him, Bastard. So, I just want to say thank you all so much. Please chat with me about what you want the topics to be next week. I wanted to go into a few different things, but if you all have something that we can put out, and then there's a few people that I have on my chat that I reach out to, and we can, pick a topic from there. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to send a topic out, and the topic that gets the most votes for next week, we're going to try talking about that and see how it goes. Christian, I know that you should be real open minded because you always have a lot to say. But I really want to talk about that. And when we talk about it, it's not going to just be men, it's going to be men and women, so that we can make sure that we keep it cordial and respectful, and that we're not bashing one another. But just to talk about, is there really a difference between spoiling someone and taking care of someone? So someone just said, I think that's where bitterness starts to kick in. At some point, someone in the relationship is going to feel some type of way because they're always paying. Let me open up the rest of it. Paying like no man. Okay, so like they're always paying. So again, thank you all so much for sipping with a sister. You all are great. You all are the best therapists that I've ever had in my life. So I look so forward to seeing you each and every Wednesday. And have a great evening. Make it so.